Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Crusty Couch. God damn it, I keep fucking the Crusty Couch podcast.
See, you did it too.
Dude,
It's not just me.
whenever I'm typing this show in, I type it as the Crusty Cough. I don't know why.
The
I always
crusty
put a
cough.
G. Yeah.
Ew.
God
Sounds like an
damn it.
old man would cough in your face. It's the
That's
kind of cough
definitely.
that has like a boogers in it.
Oh god, like you can just hear like how guttural it is.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Well, anyways, welcome to the Crusty Cough podcast. How are you doing today, Paul?
I'm doing all right. I took a big old poo poo right now, just
It,
like 5 minutes ago, while listening to "Good Morning" by Kanye West. Pretty cool.
that's a pretty good way to start your day at like 5 in the afternoon.
Good morning. It was pretty great.
Yeah, that's funny. I also took a dump right before this because last time I had to take a dump during, and it was not fun. I
I
was
I
just
was
trying to
actually
end the episode.
I was actually contemplating it. I was like, how funny would it be if I just had to take a fat shit during podcasts? Like how strained would my voice be? You know?
Like after a while, you'd just be like, "Yeah, that's really good."
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, huh?
Anyways, what a podcast it's been.
I really gotta go.
And I'm just refusing to end
It's only,
it.
it's only been 10 minutes. Oh yeah, I know, but it's been a long day. Gotta
Oh
go.
God, have you? I'm. We've been friends for a very long time, and I don't know this, but have you ever shit your pants before?
Oh,
Have you ever
have I
never
ever?
made it?
I've No, actually, I've never shit my pants. I've made it every single time. I
Every
will
single
say
time.
uh that I've had like poopy stains on my underwear before, but no like full on shit my pants. The shit stains are mainly because that I don't wipe my ass well.
I see. I see. Um, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever shit my pants either. I've had like, I've
I've
had like,
had I've had groundhogs. Is that a thing? Does that count? You know what a groundhog is?
yeah, it's when you like kind of like
It's
tease
like
it a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
it's poking its head out of the hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hello.
It's going to say, yeah,
Groundhog Day.
you gotta make sure it doesn't see its own shadow.
Yeah, but I've had moments where like I'm usually in high school where I was walking home and on the walk home I really needed to go, and it's like one of those kinds of poops where it's like it's starting to hurt because I need to go.
Oh God,
It's
yeah.
one of those, and I had to walk home like that. That's awful. Or when you're driving too, if you get stuck in traffic and you really need to take a shit. Oh my god, that's one of the worst
Oh
ones too.
Jesus.
One of the worst things that can happen.
I had a I had a friend who I worked with who had that happen. Like he had to go so badly that they let him leave early from work. It was just like it was just one of those. And I think he had like the flu, and
Did
that
he
was just
have
one of
to?
his symptoms.
Did he have
Mhm.
to tell his employer that? Oh, I really need to go poop.
Well, this dumb fuck showed up with the flu. Like that was the
Oh,
problem. So they sent him home. And he was telling me that like he lives like 5 minutes away from work. So there was one stoplight, but he got hit real bad with it.
yeah.
Like the diarrhea, the swarm was coming, and
Jesus.
he was at a red light, and he's like, I coughed, and that was it, man.
He did. No,
Yeah,
he like exploded in his
he
car.
exploded in his car. Just he's
Jeez, he laid a car bomb. Damn,
he was
that
telling me this
sucks.
story like a war vet would tell a story. Like there was a very distant look in his eyes, like it was everywhere, man. It was everywhere.
We didn't make it home that night.
We did-
That's awful. That was, dude. Imagine the smell in his car too. He would probably have to get it cleaned up.
Oh my god! Imagine the poor car place that he took that to.
Yeah, and they had to clean it up. Oh, what the fuck? I
Oh
feel
my
bad.
god!
I feel bad for that. It reminds me. It kind of reminds me of the time when I puked in my brother's car. Do you remember that?
I wasn't there, but I remember being told that
Oh,
story.
you weren't
Yeah.
there? Okay, well,
No.
there was a time where I went to go hang out with your brother at a bar.
Yeah.
Kind of like a bar. It was like a wiener place. Like they
What?
sell hot dogs, like like
Okay.
German style sausages. You know?
Okay.
And right before I went there, it was my other friend and I. We went to Korean fried chicken, and we got Korean fried chicken. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already full. And your brother hits us up saying, "Hey man, you should come over to this sausage place. They're closing tonight." And I'm like, "Closing? Like, why can't we just go tomorrow?" He goes, "No, I mean they're closing tonight. It's their
Oh,
final
like
day." And I'm
forever.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." So he said he's like, "Yeah, man, they're giving away like $1 beers and stuff." And I'm like, $1 beers? Oh my god, I gotta go. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I was like, "All right, let's go." And we went. And I got there and I sat down and I said, "Well, the sausage place is going away too. I gotta try one."
Oh
Right.
God.
So, and I was full, by the way, like I said. I get up, get a sausage. It was pretty good. I forgot what I got in it. All I know is it was sauerkraut. And then I also get beer. Okay. I get some
Mhm.
beer. I get maybe 2 glasses of beer. And it was great. Tasted well. And then I was like, I'm gonna get another one. I mean, they're $1, so I said I'm gonna get another one. I
Jesus,
go up and the
no.
guy says, "Oh, we're all out of beer." And I'm like, "All out of beer? No." Right? And he says, "But we
Yeah.
do have wine." And I'm like,
Oh
"Oh,
no.
okay. Yeah,
Oh
I'll do
my
some wine.
God.
I'll do some wine." No, nobody was touching the wine, so I'm like, I'll do some wine. Fuck yeah. Same price?" He goes, "Yeah, same price." I'm like, "Okay, great." I have essentially a whole bottle to myself, right?
Oh, oh
After those
no.
first 2 beers. And typically you don't really want to mix beer and wine together, but
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
it's not a good idea. And not only that, I was already full from the KFC and from the sausage place, and I have a whole bottle of wine in my belly too now,
Oh my
mixing
God.
with the beer. So I was pretty gone. I was pretty hammered
Yeah.
by the end of that. And we were driving home. I wasn't driving, my brother was driving, and like we were maybe 5 minutes away from home, and I'm like, "You gotta pull over, you gotta pull over," because I felt a big old
Oh no.
rumbling in my tumbly,
Oh
and
no.
as he was pulling over, I start puking, and it gets on his door, and I open the door, and I puke the rest outside in
Oh
like a parking lot,
God.
and I felt so bad because I was pretty like hammered, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Ah, I'm sorry, I'll clean it up." And I told him to give me napkins, and he gave me napkins, and I was just like, I was wiping the puke. I was trying to wipe it off. And he's like, it's cool, man. And
Oh God.
and I'm like, I'll pay. I told him, I was like, I'll pay for your detail tomorrow. I'll give you like 50 or $100. I think I gave him $100 because I'm like, you can
Yeah.
go get it detailed. But
Oh
yeah, it reminded me of that
God.
story because like I feel because it smelled like puke. Like it smelled like fucking wine and beer and puke. You know,
Wine, beer, and fucking hot dogs and
yeah, hot dogs.
KFC. Oh
Yeah, so it was
Lord.
just so I just imagine like him bringing the car to a car detailing place, and they're going like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, same mood.
Oh God, that's so horrible. Yeah, I've never
I
I've
blacked out that night too. That was the first night that was the first time I've ever blacked out. It's crazy.
Jesus, yeah, I've
Never
never
blacked out.
blacked out.
It
Yeah.
wa- it was like I remember too. My mom was fucking freaking out. She got because she thought I was gonna die. I was like that hammered. I was just fucked up. I went into the bathroom. I
God.
puked my fucking guts out again, and then they put me in the shower. Turned on the cold water from the shower, and I remember that I was like shivering and shit. And I knocked out in the shower, and I don't remember, but I woke up in my bed, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you were already like done puking and stuff, so I told you if you could get dressed on your own, and you said yes." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't remember that."
That's fucking crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
I've never blacked out before. That was pretty wild.
How was the
Never.
hangover?
Not bad actually. I don't really
Oh,
get hangovers under
yeah.
like I'm pretty lucky. A lot of people go, "What up? You don't get hangovers?" And I go, "No, don't really get that." Yeah. The only time I ever get like a pain in my head is
Mhm.
if I sleep wrong, like I twist my neck.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Like that's the only time my head ever really hurts after sleep.
Yeah,
I don't get hangovers.
yeah.
I'm just pretty cool like that.
I've never gotten, like I've never really tested my limits with how drunk I can get. I've been pretty, like, responsible with drinking.
Mhm.
So I've also never had a hangover, but, like, I've never blacked out. Like, to me, like, there's something, like, so embarrassing, like, when I used to go to parties, that my coworkers would throw and stuff, like, and people were already, like, throwing up and passed out at the party. I'm like, are you not, like, a little embarrassed by this? Like, the party started, like, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna get freaking wasted like that at
Yeah.
someone's place. I'll do it if it's like my friend's house and I could sleep over or my
Yeah,
place,
that makes
but
sense.
I'm not gonna do it at a stranger's place. No, I'm pretty
Yeah.
responsible. Drink responsibly, kids. You
Yeah,
know.
drink respons it's like, it's not worth it, dude. Like, it's not worth it to get that fucking hammered. Like, just get a nice buzz, have a good time, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Eh,
Sometimes you
eh.
just don't know because you get a good drink. And you get one of those drinks that sneak up on you.
Oh,
You
like
know.
jungle juice? Yeah.
Yeah, like jungle juice, where it's like, oh, this tastes good, but then it's like loaded with fucking alcohol, so
Yeah.
you die in like two drinks.
Next thing you know, you're doing fucking lines
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
So it's like those kind of things can really knock you out. You don't even realize it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like you should and just be careful. Like that night, I didn't think I was gonna get that bad, but I mean, come on, it was like
Yeah.
$1 per fucking drink. Like
I mean,
I had to
come
do it.
on.
I had to
Speaking
do
of
it.
speaking of that, I went to a Dollar Tree yesterday to pick up some construction paper. Did
Uh-huh.
you know that Dollar Tree sells beer?
They do?
They do. They sell beer and wine at Dollar Tree.
What the hell? Is it beer and wine $1?
I'm pretty sure it is. I don't see any reason why it would be more expensive. But that made me
Is it,
so curious as to what it tastes like.
is it like Dollar Tree branded beer?
It's like a Struffenhausen, like, very clearly, like, a super made up brand, but it's like its own brand. It's a dollar beer.
No way. I
Yeah,
gotta check that out. I gotta check that out.
it's fucking
Did it have
crazy.
like a picture of a monk on it or anything like that?
No, it looks like an off-brand Bud Light or Budweiser. It just looks like
Okay.
an off-brand of that.
What the hell?
And I'm like, what combination of piss and gasoline does this beer taste like?
Oh wow, I'm curious now. I gotta try it. If I die, I'll let you know.
That's something we got to do on an episode, is just try dollar
Oh
beer.
my god. Yeah, I'm down.
I'm
Fuck,
I'm not even a big fan of beer anyway, but still, I'd be
I
down, you
like
know.
beer, so I can tell you. It'll probably taste like cardboard. I don't even like Bud Light. Bud Light's gross.
Yeah, Bud Light's disgusting. A lot of people in my family drink that. It's so nasty.
Yeah, I can't. You can. The only time you ever drink a Bud Light or Coronas is when they're cold, and the reason
Yeah,
why you drink them when they're cold is because if you drink them warm, they taste like shit.
because you can actually taste what they taste like, and it's just ugh.
Yes. Yeah, the cold masks how bad it tastes.
Yeah, like
So,
I had a Guinness recently,
ooh, I like
and
Guinness.
I was like, damn, that's good. Like, that's an actual beer that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a beer or not. People in our
Yeah,
audience,
Guinness
but
fans.
yeah, Guinness, yeah. Um, but yeah, um, I don't know, dude. It's just like, it's so fucking crazy. Like, I've just seen some embarrassing shit at, like, parties and events, and you've been to a lot more parties than I have, because
Yeah.
I grew up very much a recluse, and I was wondering, like, have you done anything super embarrassing, or, like, what's the most embarrassing thing you've seen?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, actually, again, it involves your brother. I feel so bad. You can tell him about this next time too. You can ask him. It was uh I remember being at a party that he invited me to, and I was like, "Oh, cool." And I go over there, and I'm having a good time. He's having a good time, and they had they had one of those things. It looks like a plastic hose that you pour beer in the top. What is it called?
Like a keg?
Uh, it it's not a keg, but it's the things that you see in like movies where they have like a kind of like a fuck. What's it called?
Oh, those
I don't.
funnel things?
Yeah, it's like a funnel with a hose at the end. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
about? Okay, so it's a funnel with a hose, and someone's pours out the beer, and you're supposed to down it right as it
Yeah.
comes down. So I remember I. Oh my god! So I remember doing one, and then your brother did one where he went up, and as he started doing it, for whatever fucking reason, I had the urge to just punch him in the in the stomach. I don't know why I did it. I felt so bad.
Oh no.
I just thought I don't know why I did it. Honestly, I think at the moment I was like, yeah, this is the kind of things bros do. And I fucking as he was chugging his beer, I fucking punched him in the gut. And he's
My
just like, what the
God.
fuck? And people it was straight up like just like a movie. Like people stopped and watched me do it.
What
And they were
the-
all staring at me, and I was like, they were all staring at me, and I was like, I didn't think I was gonna hit you that hard.
Oh
My bad.
God.
And I let him punch me back, but it was just it was pretty embarrassing because everyone was staring at me. They thought we were gonna get in a fight or something. I'm assuming, but
Dude, that's fucking crazy, man.
I felt so bad. You can tell him. You can ask him. He'll tell you.
Like, what's running through your head at that point? You're just like, I'm gonna punch the shit out of him.
Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to do that. I think because your brother had been punching me from time to time, and I was like, I'm gonna get him right now.
Because he does
think-
do that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what was probably happening or something. I don't know, but I did it. People stared at me, and I was just kind of like sitting there with a stupid look on my face, like
Oh, good
whoops,
lord.
my bad.
Ooh, whoopsie.
Yeah, so I would say that's probably my most embarrassing moment. I did have other moments, but they're not. I think that one's the one that I was just like, yikes, like that was not good.
Do you ever like wake up in a cold sweat about it? Like,
No, because like I said, I let your brother punch me, and then afterwards, like it was fine. Everyone forgot.
yeah, yeah.
So it was
Like,
whatever.
it's one of those things. Like, I don't know if this goes for most friend groups, but like for ours, like I don't think I've ever been upset with anybody for more than like an hour. Like, if one of you guys ever pissed me off, like we would argue, and then like 10 minutes later we'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like, and that includes my brother, and we've gotten into some pretty serious like fights and stuff. But like 10, I've never been mad at him for more than a day. And it's just one of those things, like you punched him in the gut. And I'm sure like an hour later you guys were fine.
Yeah, we were fine. It was party was fun. That was just something stupid that I did, and I was just like, whoopsie. Oh man.
What about that party where
pretty
the gun was shot off? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, the ghetto. That wasn't embarrassing though. That was just something that happened. I didn't do it, so it's not embarrassing to me.
I mean, most people though, when you told them that story, they would go, "What the fuck?" Like,
Well, yeah, because most people don't live in the fucking ghetto, but you live in the ghetto, you're gonna see ghetto shit. I mean, what essentially happened there is we hung out were you there? You weren't there, huh?
I wasn't there, no.
Yeah, you weren't there. But there was a party hosted by a friend's sister,
Mhm.
and we go have a good time drinking some jungle juice like you were talking about earlier. And it's just the average party outside to whatever. But I did notice that there was a lot of gang members coming to the party, and I was just like, okay, like this is not going to go well. I thought at the most there was going to be a fight. Okay, I didn't expect this, so I was just like, all right, someone's definitely going to get in a fight because I'm pretty sure there's like rival gangs here.
Yeah.
And having a good time drinking my beer and all that, and out of nowhere you just hear fucking gunshots at the party, and when I'm just like, oh shit, like everyone started booking it. Threw my beer, well, I took a sip and then I threw my beer, and then and yeah, just fled the scene, and that was that, and just went home. Not not
Yeah,
that bad.
I remember hearing about it at school the next day. Like it was crazy. Like not from you guys, it was from people who went to that party at school.
Yeah,
And
because it's
I
a
was like,
big
"Oh, I know
deal.
those people." Yeah.
It's a big deal. You don't, like I said, you don't really see. I mean, it happens, but
Yeah.
you know, not too. Usually, it's a fight, not fucking people shooting at each other. So kind of crazy, you know.
Yeah. And I like this whole time when you were telling the story, I was thinking of like the most embarrassing thing I ever did or ever
Hmm.
saw. And probably the worst I've ever felt was I went to a Secret Santa like exchange party,
Yeah.
but it was a Secret Santa that I was not a part of.
Oh my
Um,
god. So you
so
just had like a gift for nobody, and you wanted in.
I didn't bring a gift. I didn't
Oh, you
bring
didn't
one
bring
because
it.
I'm like, well, no one's my Secret Santa, and I'm no one's Secret Santa, so I'm just gonna come and hang out. But the problem
Okay.
was is they did that Yankee swap game afterwards, like where you get to like basically like you get to pick someone else's present and swap it with yours, and then like you have like 5 rounds, and whoever keeps it wins the like
So
you
you
basically it's
so you
basically a
can
way to
win their prizes that you didn't put in.
exactly, yeah. And after
Okay.
like 5 rounds, if you're the one that's holding it, you get to keep it.
Oh my
Because
god.
then someone can come and take your
Oh
thing
yeah,
too.
I played this. I
Yeah.
thought it was called White Elephant, isn't that?
It has there's a bunch of names for it.
Okay.
But I was just sitting there. I didn't want to play the game because I didn't bring a gift, but there was someone that was insisting. The host of the party was insisting that I play, and I'm
Okay.
like, it doesn't feel very fair because I don't have a gift. And they're like, it's fine, don't worry about it. And they gave me a sweater from their closet, like, here, just say this is your gift. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay, like that sucks for the person who gets this. And so we were playing a game, right? We were doing a swap. And like just to be a fucking little goblin that I was the last person to go. Like so I was the last person. Whatever decision I made, I was keeping the gift.
Oh my god. Uh-huh. So you
And
chose like the most expensive gift or something,
I
you
chose
piece of
like the
shit?
nicest I chose like the
You
nicest thing
fucking
that was there.
asshole. You fucking asshole, dude.
It was a very nice like hot chocolate set.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like yeah, it wasn't like crazy high rolling shit. It was a minimum wage job, like
Mm-hmm.
like the gift limit was like $25.
Oh, all right,
Um
all right.
and it was like but it was a pretty cool thing. It was like a mixer for your hot chocolate and like a tea kettle that boiled like the milk or water, and it came with
Nice.
like 10 packs of hot chocolate.
Wow,
And
high roller.
I was like, okay. So I took that and I handed the host of the party the sweater. Like I looked
Bruh.
them right in the eyes as I gave them back their sweater, and I took the $25 to $30 gift.
Bruh. You're just like, this is what you deserve, you
I felt like
bitch.
such an asshole, but I was like, I didn't want to play. I
Your
objected.
your plan has backfired, fool. Can't okay. I would yeah, if I was the I think that's more embarrassing for the owner or for the host than you, honestly.
Yeah, to invite someone to a party that they had nothing to do with, like
Yeah,
that's
that's way more embarrassing on
yeah,
their part, not you. That's
yeah.
funny.
And then by the way, the mixer melted when I put it in the hot chocolate because it was made out of like cheap shit. And it ruined my hot chocolate. I was like, God damn it.
Amazing.
There's no justice in this world.
I played one of these white elephant things, and um it was kind of like it was with like adults because it was an office party thing.
Yeah.
The Office, I love that
Oh
show.
my god, Michael Scott. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but so we played that game, and I forgot what I bring. I think I brought like a $20 Alexa Echo or something because it was on
Okay.
sale. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's a good prize. And I remember there was a horse head, like a horse latex mask,
Okay.
yeah, in the party, and I was like, oh, I want that, you know.
Yeah.
I was dead set on that one. I was like, I want that shit. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone was trying to avoid it, and I was trying to get it. And I managed to get it at the very end, but they were like, "Oh no, Paul got the horse head!" Oh, and they started laughing at me, and I was like, "What? Like what? Like what's the problem? Like I want it."
Yeah.
and, then, and they're like, "No, it's okay. You don't have to pretend you know that you want it." And I was like, but I want it.
But I wanted it this whole time.
Yeah, and the funny thing is the director of my department was trying to take it. He's like, "Oh, let me have it, and I'm gonna like scare my kids with it or some shit." And I was like, "But I want it."
Yeah, it's like
You know?
you don't
It-
understand.
yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, you actually want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I think it's cool." And they're like, "Okay, that's weird, but you can have it, I
They're
guess."
just like, "Oh, what is he gonna do with this fucking thing?"
Yeah, but yeah, so they thought it was like a dumb gift, but I thought it was pretty sweet. I don't know. Remember the gift I gave you, the big old nose head?
Big old nose. I still have it.
Yeah. Have you ever put it on after that?
No, it's really
Oh,
stinky. It
oh,
smells like
it's stinky,
latex.
smelly.
It's really, yeah, it smells. Yeah, for we did a after me and my brother moved away from our hometown to keep in touch, we did like a Secret Santa thing. And we did like the gift exchange, and it was funny because like you brought very practical gifts, so I felt bad. Like, because you were my Secret Santa. You gave me a phone charger and the nose mask.
Yeah.
And like I gave your little brother was my Secret Santa. I bought a Barbie from a thrift store. I put tattoos on it with a Sharpie. And I gave him like a VHS tape, like How to Learn English, Volume 1. And he was just like, thanks.
Well, the point of the whole thing was to like make fun of each other or something, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was the agreement to just get like worthless practical gifts. Like I don't remember what other people got, but I think like
I
my
remember you got
brother's.
me a Five Nights at Freddy's keychain.
Yeah, we got you a Five Nights at Freddy's keychain, and then like there was
We,
something else
we,
too, but
we had to explain the that gift to your brother's girlfriend. That was pretty
yeah,
funny.
dude,
She's like, "What?"
it's really
Yeah.
crazy how like how she doesn't know about that stuff. She's very disconnected from like being a fucking loser.
Yeah,
Like,
she's an actual human being.
yeah, like I was talking to my brother about Warcraft once, and I'm like, yeah, like the orcs, and she was like, "What's an orc?" And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, you kind of have to. Honestly, if you don't know what an orc is, like you kind of have to be under a rock. Like you're avoiding this because like orcs and shit show up in books and stuff. Like, come on, you
Yeah,
can't do
books
that.
and like Lord
Yeah.
of the Rings. Like, did you see Lord of the Rings? Like,
No, what
how
you get?
yeah.
Oh my
But
god,
anyways, yeah, just it was just really funny to me that you gave me very practical gifts. I still use that phone charger to this day.
good.
Yeah. And like everybody else just got like tinfoil and shit.
I'm very considerate. What do you want?
Speaking of embarrassing things, let's go ahead and continue on this trend. What's a big built guilty pleasure of yours? Like something that you like that's awful that
Hmm.
many people don't like.
Something awful in terms of what, like media?
Yeah, it could be a movie, TV show, or video game,
A
whatever you want.
movie, TV show, or video game that's awful. Um, I really loved 90 Day Fiance.
Oh,
Uh,
dude.
I know, yeah. See, a lot of people talk about it, so I don't know if that counts because it's I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I don't really watch reality TV, but goddamn, I had to keep up with that shit. It's so
I,
funny.
I wouldn't consider 90 Day Fiance a guilty pleasure. I legitimately think that that's just great
Yeah,
television.
yeah. A lot of people watch that shit, so I don't
I
think that
fucking
counts.
love it.
So I'll let's see, a guilty pleasure of mine.
I have one.
Okay.
So me and my girlfriend, we watch a lot of reality TV together, just
Yeah.
because I don't know. And we were looking for a new thing to watch because we had ran out of 90 Day Fiance, and we
Yeah.
found this show called Unexpected,
Okay.
and it's like Teen Mom, but if everybody was like trailer trash, and
Uh-huh.
it's beautiful, man. It's just like, no, I can't afford no fucking condoms. Like just like it's just so crazy, like
What the
insanely
hell?
trashy. You just need to take a shower after you watch it. Like the parents are horrible, the children are horrible, or not the children, the women in the show that are pregnant are horrible. Like just Everything about it is just so grimy, and it's great.
That's pretty good though. I don't know. I think there's something about that stuff. Like I like watching like hoarding. Do
Oh,
you watch any
hoarders,
hoarding
yeah,
shows? Yeah, like
yeah.
hoarders. Yeah, I love that shit because they're just like, I don't want to let go of this fucking 30-day-old pasta. I love it. You know, I'm gonna eat that.
I
So
like
I
those
love that stuff.
shows. I hate watching these shows with my girlfriend because they never finish the episode. Like once they start getting help and they start getting better, they turn it off. And I'm like, I want to see them recover. I want to see them better. It's like it's just boring now. They're just a human being now.
See, this is another one where I don't. It's probably not a guilty pleasure, but I like it. I don't know. Kitchen Nightmares.
Okay, Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's not. See, I don't know because it's like it's not that great of a show, honestly, in terms of like American media.
Every
It's like
episode is
very.
exactly the same. Like you
It's
know what you're
exactly the
getting
same.
into.
Yeah, well, if you watch the British version, it's actually pretty better.
Yeah,
It's a lot
I
better.
prefer the British one, but in terms of like trash television, I agree that Kitchen Nightmares is like cuisine. You know,
Yeah.
it's so great.
Every time I listen to Kitchen Nightmares, I always think of the violin sound that plays.
I'll play it right now. I have that sound effect saved.
Really?
I do, yeah.
uh, here, a guilty pleasure of mine that I used to watch all the time was called Human Wrecking Balls. You ever seen that show?
No.
It was literally two dudes, two big guys that knew like basic level karate, and they would and they would walk into homes and destroy the house with the
That's it?
karate.
That's all they would do?
That's it. The people would go like, "Oh, I don't want to pay for no damn wrecking ball. How about we call in the human wrecking balls?" You know.
What the fuck?
And then they would come in and they'd be like, "Hey, I'm here to break your house." Okay, get started. And then they would just do. They would talk to like you know how they would you know how people cut out or how they have like B-roll of people talking about like that's when I did
Yeah,
this. You
the
know they did
cutaways,
that
yeah.
but with the karate. So they would be like, yeah, so I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna karate chop the door and axe kick the counter to break it. And she's like, no, I'm not even lying. Look it up. Human
That's
wrecking balls. I'm pretty
that's
sure
fucking incredible.
it
Let
was
me see it.
awesome. But that was definitely some fucking garbage that I used to watch. Like, holy shit. That's like losing brain cells on the daily watching that. Or
Dude, what are
Pawn
they
Stars. I used to watch Pawn Stars a
the
lot.
fucking character's name is Chad Zdenek.
Chaz is Dinnick. Yes, yeah, I don't.
Literally his
Yeah,
name is, oh my god.
it was a good damn show. Super fucking. Your brain cells will evaporate.
There was a
That's why I have
show.
that show is solely why I have a hard time speaking sometimes.
There was a show that I watched. Um it was a reality TV show, but it was like those paranormal like Ghost Bro
Like Ghost
kind of
Hunters.
shows. Yeah,
Oh
like
my
Ghost Hunters.
god, Ghost Hunters is trash.
It was called Mountain Monsters. And it was like
Okay.
these 3 or 4 like redneck dudes, like they're literally straight from fucking Alabama, like hunting Bigfoot and like
I think I've seen this.
yeah, like all these monsters. They're all like extremely overweight, like 80 pounds overweight, running through the forest. Like we got one, we got Trigger, we got something in our trap. Like it's just
I know that Bigfoot out here somewhere.
the first episode is like the first season is like pretty normal standard stuff like, oh, we're hunting Bigfoot, and then like as the show goes on it just goes completely off the fucking rails. Like, dude, there's the werewolf Mothman. Like it's just like fucking insane what they
Bro,
start doing on that show.
that's really good.
If you haven't seen it, anybody in our audience, I highly recommend you checking it out.
Hell yeah, that's the good shit. Just like any of that stuff where it's like comically dumb things to follow like that is always up in my book.
Yeah,
It's great shit.
it is really great shit. I love
What else
it.
did I use to watch? I feel like I've watched a lot of crap, but I probably block it out because I don't want to remember. 90 Day Fiance is the most recent thing though, but
Yeah.
that's a good show. I would say it's so fun to watch.
That show is the perfect like just
I
turn your brain off and enjoy the drama.
what kind of ass wiping methods do you like to use?
What the fuck does that even mean? Like
What do you
ass
mean?
wiping methods.
Yeah, think about it. Like what is your go-to wipe?
I go for the over under swan dive one. I
Like
don't know. Like I do it
well
while I'm sitting
well
down.
cuz look, some people here, there's like what, 3 wiping methods, maybe 4, okay?
Okay,
You
we'll
got
link these.
Yeah, you got the overhand under where you like you scoop the poop inwards towards your balls, right?
What the fuck? Who does that?
Some people do that. And then you got the classic backhand where you just kind of lean over to the front and
Yeah,
wipe your butt from
from
down
behind
up,
back. Yeah,
right? And then you got the side swipe where it's like someone leans to the left or to the right and then they kind of pick at it
yeah,
in the butt, you
yeah,
know? And then you have the standing method where you stand up and wipe.
yeah. There's people that stand up and wipe, which is
I
very
don't know.
alien to me.
I don't know how they do that one. That should be a game show on of an of its own. How the fuck do you do that?
A dating show
Because
based on how people wipe.
yeah, because like how the well, in all seriousness, when you stand up, your butt cheeks close. So like, what do you pry open your butt cheek and then wipe? Like, why would you stand to wipe?
I don't know. Like if anybody in our audience stands up to wipe, please let us know.
It's just
Um,
weird.
out yourself, like the freak that you are.
Yeah, you're honestly, if you did any of the other 3, I'd be okay. But if you tell me you stand up to wipe your butt, like you're a fucking monster. What the fuck? Like, who are you?
All
Where'd you
right,
come
so
from? You're not human.
let's break down every method that you mentioned here. So method number one
Mhm.
was going from in front, so like past your wiener and
Yes,
balls.
yes, and you pull towards your balls.
You
Yes,
pull toward like that just seems so ineffective because when you're sitting down to poop, most of the time you pee a little bit too.
yeah.
Like most of the time. So I'd imagine like you're just getting pee all over your hand. And
Unless you tap your wiener clean.
no, sometimes it just still comes out. Like and then like there's a possibility of like getting poop on your balls, like
Poopy balls.
poopy balls, poopy, stinky. Like it's just that's that method that out of all three of them, that method seems the
What
most ineffective.
what if you hold your nutsack with your left hand or right hand and then wipe?
See,
Hmm?
that's just work. Like that's just
Mhm.
like I don't want to have to prep to wipe my ass. Like it's just like should be a very
Why
simple
why why
process.
shouldn't you prep to wipe your ass? It's like a surgical zone. You should really be trained. Should really be trained on how to wipe your butt.
All right,
It
gentlemen, the area we're entering is highly radioactive. We're gonna have
Get
to
your
treat
Geiger
all four.
counters out.
Yeah.
Going in. I mean, I don't know. What I don't have kids, so I couldn't imagine teaching your kid how to wipe, but I feel like that's how it would happen, like you essentially do gotta train to wipe your butt, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I guess you're right. Someone has to teach you that, right?
yeah, someone's gotta teach you how to do it. So someone out there is teaching their kids to stand up before they wipe, and that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck does that. I've heard of people squatting over toilets. That's fine. It's not too
Mm,
weird. Or you can buy like a little stool that causes you to push up your legs, so you're in like
yeah.
a squatting motion.
Yeah.
My friend has one of those. Says it's like one of the best things that they ever bought, and I'm like, damn, really? Does it
Yeah.
really feel that good to poop? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me because as soon as I sit down and just this comes out like fucking liquid, hot lava. It doesn't doesn't matter to me, but for some people, for some people, I could see it.
I just imagine like you're just always in a desperate rush to get your belt off before you shit your pants.
I need fiber, man. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I I feel like I eat enough fiber too. I just it must be me losing weight or something because like
I don't know.
I straight up just fucking shit liquid all the time. And it's not like I have diarrhea either. Like I don't feel like I gotta go poop. It's just like I need to poop. Okay, and sit down. No, I don't get it. I
Yeah,
really
I
need
hear you.
fiber. Send help.
Yeah, if anybody is a fiber farmer, go ahead and send some of that over for Paul.
some some fiber farmer.
Thing.
But yes, I do the backhand method. Pretty Chad shit. I did honestly though. I did used to wipe towards the balls. I did do that before.
It's so weird.
It was not that weird when I first did it.
Maybe
Okay.
I just can't imagine because I have like giant balls, you know, like
Okay. No, I did the. I'm telling you, I used to like fucking grab my nuts, pull them forward, and wipe. Chad shit.
yeah, shit. Oh
Yeah.
god, I I don't know. I just do the side, and then like I only really use the bathroom like once a day, and that's in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not effective, I just really clean down there when I shower. So it's like
Uh-huh.
fine, like
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I would try a bidet. I don't have a bidet though.
I would want a bidet.
I hear it's great, but I just can't imagine something squirting water into my asshole. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine that being pleasant.
Yeah, but they say it's good, so I have no idea. You
Good
should let me
times.
squirt some water up your butt. Give me a
All right,
water
sure.
gun.
Yeah. So I remember I remember when I worked my first job. I ate
So,
some food right before I went in, and like
uh-huh.
it did not sit with me very well. It did not agree with me,
Okay.
and but it was in a way where it was extremely painful. Whereas like sometimes when I have diarrhea, I'm like, oh shit, I have diarrhea, and then it's
Uh-huh.
like, but this one was like, oh, you have diarrhea and it's gonna kill you.
Ah, it's
So
coming.
I went to the bathroom and I did my business and I got up to flush. I felt a lot better immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I got up to flush. I look at the toilet bowl. It was bright red, like just all blood. I was like, that's not good.
What the hell? Okay.
And I went up to my manager and I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? And we went to the back and I was like, so I just shit blood like a lot. So I need to go to the ER. And you're just like, oh shit, all right. So I went and well, basically it turns out that when it was coming out, it kind of came out in a wrong way, so it damaged my sphincter.
Did it come out like sideways or something?
Yeah, basically it damaged my
Ouch.
sphincter. And I had the prostate exam, which was fun.
Okay.
Basically, they recommended me this medicine that would have to ingest anally, put
Uh-huh.
in through my butt. And luckily, I couldn't afford it, so I just had to use medicated butt wipes for a couple weeks. But I had a friend that was very willing to help me put that in my butt. He was like, "Oh, you need
Nice.
someone? I'm there." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't ask."
He wants to do it.
Yeah, he was just like, "I would do it for you." I'm like, "Okay, I didn't ask you, but thanks."
He was insisting that he does. He wanted to see your asshole.
I know, it was just like just how willing he was. Like it was nice, I appreciated it, but it was
Let
just like unprompted.
me see that. He should have just said it. Let me see your asshole.
Yeah.
I want to see it. If he just told you he wanted to see your asshole, would you let him?
I've known him for a long time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You can see my
No,
asshole.
it's funny, like my group of friends I've known for an extremely long time, and I can safely say I have never seen anybody's wiener. I've never seen any of my
I
wieners.
I have seen at least two. I remember. No, I don't want. I don't know if we should even talk about this, but I remember that one group chat thing that happened.
Oh no. Okay, never mind.
Insider,
Never
huh?
mind. Okay, I guess you're right. I have seen one of our friends' wieners.
Yeah, I
I'll tell it. Who gives a fuck?
all right.
So this was my older brother. Oh god. So we used to have a Snapchat group chat, and we would send each other pictures sometimes, like, "Hey, Paul and his brother are at the gym," and they wouldn't be wearing a shirt or something, and like, "Oh, okay," like we were just like cool with it, you know.
Yeah,
Like we would hang out at each other's houses. Sometimes they'd be in their boxers, whatever. We didn't care.
yeah.
Um, so my brother sends two Snapchats to our group chat. And one of them is just him laying in bed, just just like just chilling, and we're just like, okay, I guess he's just relaxing. And the next picture was him laying in bed, but the angle was a little lower. And like it was one of those things where like you know how like when you cut your hand very quickly and you don't realize what's going on and like the adrenaline comes in.
Yeah, you just like have to pull up on your hand or whatever from the cut from like a burn too.
Yeah, like that's what it was. I saw that
Like,
picture and I saw his, I saw his wiener and I was like, oh my god, like it was like a very quick, like that's a penis. And so we try to play it cool. We were just like, haha, oh, you sent this to the wrong chat, you meant to send this to your girlfriend. He did not reply. He did not
yeah.
like for like 2 or 3 hours he did not send anything. And then I get a text from him like almost 4 hours later in all caps, like, do not open Snapchat. I just replied, I'm like, it's a little too late, dude. Like it's like fuck, man.
Oh man.
And so he was telling me his side of the story was his girlfriend was at work and they were long distance at the time actually because she was in school in New York. And so he thought he would send her pictures just to be like, hey, like I miss you, all that, like a couple hours later when she got out of class, my brother was like, hey, so did you see those pictures I sent you? And she was like, what are you talking about? I didn't see anything. And he was like, the pictures I sent you. She's like, no, I didn't get those. And he's like, dude, I almost fainted.
Oh my god.
He
It was
only
like
Snapchatted with 2 people. It was us and her. Immediately he knew who he sent it to.
Bro, how do you even like fuck that up though? I can't
I
believe
don't
it.
know, dude. If
This
I
is
was
the
sending
It was the funniest fucking thing. Oh my god. 'Cause I remember I was just like, oh, okay, that's his cock. All right,
yeah,
very
we're
cool.
just all just like we all had the same exact reaction. We were just like, oh, all right.
Yeah, and I remember I think I said it in chat, or this might have been to my other friend, because this was another incident. But I think I said, "Yo, nice cock, bro," or something. I forgot what I said.
I think you just said like don't worry about it, man. Like we all have one, and yours is
Oh,
not
I
bad.
remember. I said who? Or I said, "All right, who's sending the next one? Let's
There
go."
you go. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. There was another incident where I saw my friend's dick at the gym. That was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. It was pretty funny. It was after swimming, and he decides to be a fucking old man and starts strolling into the locker room with his fucking cock hanging out, and I'm just like, all right.
All right. Damn.
Yeah, and I say, hey, nice cock, man. And he goes, what the fuck? Why would you say that? I'm like, what do you mean?
Nice.
He goes, you're not supposed to say that, dude. Not, especially not out loud. And I'm like, wow, it's a big deal. Nice cock, bro. He got so embarrassed. It was fucking funny. And then I've never let him live that down ever since. And every time he talked to someone or had like a significant other, I'd be like, hey, he's got a big schlong, huh? Dude, someone bragged to me about like a cock pic once. It was really weird. It was one of my friends from high school, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to see my girlfriend sucking my dick?" And I'm like, "What?" And he just pulled out his friend. He just pulled out his phone. He's like, "Check it out," and it was exactly that. And I was like, okay." I don't know why you decided that was a good thing. I don't know. Pretty weird to brag about, but okay.
Yeah, it is really weird. Like I've known people like that too. Like who like, dude, check out this video from Bandcamp, and it's like a girl like going down on them. It's just like, dude, like come on, like I don't need to see this. Like,
yeah, I'm not really sure why they want to show that. I don't know.
yeah,
Whatever,
dude. So I remember this just reminded me. I don't know why. Like I just had this random memory because we've been pretty vile this second half of the podcast.
Okay.
But I remember one time I was having a very nice beach picnic with my girlfriend. We brought sandwiches. It was very pleasant. We just talked. We just enjoyed the nice beach air. A squirrel came up to us. It was very like Pixar-esque.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm ready to go home now. Like, this was fantastic. We should do this way more.
Yeah.
And on the way home, we were on the freeway, and my gut was like, you need a shit. I was like, oh God. Like, I had to pull over because the pain was like getting so bad or whatever. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry. We have like 30 minutes to get back home. It'll be quicker to drive back to the beach. So like, I need to take a shit right now.
So you like
And
unzipped at the sand and you just dunked one, dug a
no,
hole,
it
and
dug a little
stashed it
hole.
away.
No, I'm not an animal. There's bathrooms. And so I walk into there and I do my business, dude. Like, it was bad. It was so bad, and I was so preoccupied with taking a shit. I didn't realize there was no toilet paper there. There
Oh
was
no, one
none.
of
I was
those.
I was so like I was like, no, you fucking kidding me, dude.
Dude.
And I legit waited until everybody left, and I had my socks in my pocket because
Okay.
we were out in the sand and stuff, and I'm like, well, I
A
still
man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Yeah, so I used my socks and I
Yeah.
threw them away. I didn't keep them, obviously. I threw them away afterwards, but I was so ashamed. I was just like, this is like one of the most like depraved moments of my whole life. Using my
Jesus.
socks.
You ever wipe with your hand before?
No, I've never gotten to that point. I've
I've
never gotten to that
I've
point.
had to do that
Yeah.
once. Now that
That's
shit was like fucking Tarzan tears. Shit was crazy. I had to. It was like in that situation where you're kind of stuck at a public place and you're just like, oh God, what do I do? And there was nothing. I didn't have extra socks like you did.
yeah.
So like there was nothing for me. There wasn't even the stupid toilet paper roll to use. I couldn't even use that. So I'm like,
Oh, the little cardboard,
yeah,
yeah.
the little cardboard thing, because otherwise I would have done that. Like I've done that, but no, it wasn't even that.
Yeah.
And there was nothing going on. So, I mean, to be fair, it was a single stall. No one it's one of
Oh,
those
that's not
for
too
the
bad, yeah.
individuals. Yeah, it was
That's
an
not too
individual
bad.
thing. But still, I felt dirty because I'm like, oh God, I had to wipe
Yeah.
my butt with my bare hand and wash it. Oh, awful,
Jesus, yeah, that's so
awful.
bad.
Yeah, that was truly Tarzan tier. I felt like a monkey.
On that day, Paul returned to Monkey.
I returned to a monkey.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, like I hate that shit. Like that's like one of the most panicking things cuz first of all, I really hate pooping in public restrooms. I try to avoid it whenever I can.
Yeah.
Um and that's one of the reasons why I hate doing it. Because I'm always scared that like it's going to be like dirty, like filthy or there's not going to be toilet paper like I don't know. I fucking hate it.
It's kind of strange that vile thoughts bring more pleasant dreams to your head. No, why is that?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe in some way I'm really into some fucked up shit, Paul.
Oh yeah. What
Yeah.
would you say your most fucked up fantasy is, huh? Or your most fucked up dream?
Oh Jesus. Really, we're getting into the incriminating part of the podcast.
Yeah,
Oh, hold on, Paul. We're not talking about the incriminating stuff. We're not Blizzard managers here.
Oh, hey, but you know what? Hold on that dream thought. We're not speed running right now, but let's talk about this David Ayer thing that you were talking about. There's
Oh,
the David
David
Ayer
Ayer.
cut. Yeah, because
So
we're like an hour into the podcast, so we should wrap it up soon.
yeah, so essentially, like, what's going on? Because we've talked about comic book movies on pretty much every episode,
Mhm.
and I've said before how much I really dislike Suicide Squad,
Yeah,
and you said it too.
Suicide Squad.
And so there's a remake coming out from James Gunn that's getting really good reviews right now, but the reviews are good, but it has a problem that I have with a lot of modern film criticism, and I'm sure I'm guilty of this too at some point, but people can't compliment a movie anymore without shitting on if there's an original or if there's a direct comparison to be made. And I feel
Mhm.
bad about that because I don't like the original Suicide Squad at all. But David Ayer seems like a very genuine person. Like he put out a tweet today on the 29th, and it was basically just his upbringing. Like he came from nothing. Like he was either going to become a meth head. Like he just grew up like hardcore in the ghetto, and movies saved his life. And people shit on him for the Suicide Squad movie, but it's very well known that this was not his cut. This was not his direction. The Suicide Squad production was a fucking mess from the beginning. And even though I don't like the film, I do feel pretty bad for the guy because a lot of film critics are saying, "Oh, this one's so much better than that other piece of shit Suicide Squad movie. Like
Hmm.
David Ayer's a fucking hack, and stuff like that." And I don't know, just is a weird sour taste in my mouth.
Okay. I mean, I'm skeptical because they. I mean, it's really just skeptical of Zack Schneider because he always did that. Oh, it's just not my cut. It's bad because it's not my cut. That's why it's bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't watch his Justice League's Snyder cut, but
It's not good. Yeah.
yeah, I heard it's like it makes it better. I hear it's better, but it's not amazing.
It's definitely better than the embarrassing Joss Whedon cut. I'll give it that.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
but like, see that doesn't change much. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
still not great. He's never gonna live down like Batman v Superman. Like he's never gonna live that down. That
I
movie's
know, right?
fucking awful.
Yeah.
No matter what the brainwashed DC fans say, it's a terrible movie. Like, shut up.
Yeah, it's terrible. But like it did get me thinking like if the Ayer cut exists, like that's what because that's what fans are petitioning for. Everybody's demanding that David Ayer get his cut of the Suicide Squad out because
Hmm.
that's the true vision or whatever. Like there's a weird DC cult um for these kinds of movies that really for whatever fucking reason they're these movies are gospel to them. It's just like so fascinating to me how like devoted these people are to a movie that probably won't be that much better than you think. you know?
Hmm.
Like it's sad that David Ayer got fucked over by the studio, if it's true. It is really sad, but it's like at the same time, it's like the bones are still there, and the bones are not very good.
Yeah.
And I do feel bad for David Ayer, and I did think that James Gunn was very classy about all this because um, when Marvel fired him over those tweets that he made, which was fucking stupid, but that's years
Hmm.
ago at this point. When DC approached him, he actually chose Suicide Squad. He's like, I want to make a Suicide Squad movie to prove that you guys were wrong about David Ayer. Like he basically did it to try to redeem his friend's name, you know?
Hmm.
And these idiot cultists think that they're like against each other. Where David Ayer and James Gunn are like really good friends and they constantly make fun of these people.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really strange. Like I wanted to play a little game with you today called Rate My Man Baby, but
Okay.
I couldn't find a tweet in time. But basically it was like someone tweeted out like, hey James Gunn, if you really cared about David Ayer, you would tweet out hashtag release the Ayer cut and you would go to WB to demand them to release it. And both James Gunn and David Ayer were like, this fucking idiot has no idea how this works. like,
Well,
like,
yeah, it it's not within their power to do so. It's on the executives to deem if it's like going to be successful or not. Stuff like that.
exactly. Like, in my opinion, I
Like
would say, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, isn't the reason why the Snyder Cut released because people funded it or something like that? Like, didn't people donate to get that funded?
No,
Or
I
am I
don't think so.
wrong?
I think there was a petition and HBO footed the bill for it.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, but see, that's not even Warner Brothers. That's HBO
No,
that said, yeah, you can do it.
well, that's where it gets slippery because Warner Brothers owns HBO. So if the David Ayer cut were to come out, which I honestly don't think it will, but I was wrong about the Snyder cut. If that were to happen, I think it would be straight to HBO Max again.
Okay.
But maybe they saw how like expensive it was because it was like $90 million or something like that for the Snyder cut to be finished.
Jeez, really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because these movies aren't done. Like they're just sitting there, and they still need like post production, editing, score. Like they still need a lot of shit. Um, but if that were to happen, like it would be another 90 to $100 million, and they need to gauge whether or not it's worth it because the Suicide Squad was a huge fucking bomb in the box office. It was a pretty big bomb. So, like, I wonder if they even deem it worth it. You know, like if they're even thinking about it.
Yeah,
Because
potentially not. I don't know.
yeah, because especially if this new Suicide Squad movie does well, then you can kiss that Ayer cut goodbye. That would never happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so crazy people are saying that they don't want the movie to do well, and they're going to boycott the movie, which is stupid because you're in the minority. As much as people on Twitter and Reddit like to think that they're the majority, you're really not.
No, they're not. I don't know if you've ever seen like a breakdown of Twitter users,
Mhm.
but they are really a minority. I forgot what it was, but it's like I think it was like 75% of tweets on Twitter that like get popular or whatever are made by like 10% of users. Like it's crazy. Like
Yeah, it's
it's
fucking insane.
so people are if you go on Twitter, you're actually listening to the minority. Like it's insane. You're
Yeah,
not like it's nothing but extremists and et cetera, et cetera. Like it's crazy.
yeah.
So
So
just saying.
like for example, this Reddit, the DC cinematic subreddit, where you get a lot of these cultists, it has 265,000 members, and that may seem like a lot, but I promise you, compared to the general audience, that's like literally nothing. If 263,000 people didn't see a movie, it would not touch the profit.
Oh, absolutely. What the hell? Like get a calculator out. Let's see. It's 263,000 times let's see, average movie is like $15. That's $4 million. Like that's
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
That is absolutely nothing. You kidding? That wouldn't even pay for the marketing, I don't think.
no, for especially for Suicide Squad. Let me
Yeah, how much
see.
was Suicide Squad in its originality? Let's see.
Let me see.
Uh
So
Go
the
ahead.
original Suicide Squad was $175 million, but that movie had a crazy
Shit.
advertising budget. So let's double it. So it's $350 million total
Shit.
is what they spent on that movie.
Holy crap. Hey, but I mean it made its money back at
Yeah, but
least.
for movies like these, like I mentioned in the last episode, executives are counting on these movies to make at least $1 billion. So according to the executives at Warner Brothers, this was a bomb, and that nobody was interested in it.
Yup.
Yeah,
I mean
it's
it did
crazy,
well.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It did well, but yeah, you're right. It's technically a bomb. It didn't do too well.
yeah.
Just funny, but I mean that tells you a lot. Like so, you said it's $300 million film,
Mhm,
325. It says typically you calculate that by getting the production budget and then you double it for the advertising and promotion, right? That's
mhm.
typically how it goes.
For a movie like
So
that, yeah.
so it's like 350. And then you got 260,000 people wanting to see it at an average of $15 a ticket. That's only $4 million. That that wouldn't even make. I mean, it makes a dent, but that's not a lot at all.
I
Like
would, if you made a $300 million movie and it made 4 million back, you would find all
you,
those executives in nooses.
yeah, you would actually, unironically, you'd probably be fired if it's
Yeah.
over.
Well, that would probably sink your studio.
It
Honestly.
probably would, yeah, it'd
Yeah,
sink your
that would
studio.
probably fucking sink your studio. And it's like,
So So yeah, if people wanted the Snyder cut, or the David Ayer cut, it'll probably never happen. It's
I
not
don't.
enough budget for that.
I wouldn't say never because the
I guess it
Snyder cut
depends.
happened, and I did not think that would ever happen.
I
Um,
mean, depending on how expensive it is to put it on HBO Max, I guess.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like we can't really know how successful that was. I don't think they've ever released the numbers for it. The Snyder cut on HBO Max, like, so we don't really know if it was a big success or not. Um, Streaming companies like that typically don't release their numbers unless it's a very big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because Netflix likes to gloat when it's a big success and they hide when it's a huge failure. But HBO, I don't, to my knowledge, has not released the numbers for Zack Snyder's the Zack Snyder cut. So who knows? We could be getting an Ayer cut at some point, but
I don't know. I'm trying. I'm reading a article right now, and it's saying like that there was an estimation of about like 100, or sorry, an estimation of about like 1.5 million new downloads for HBO Max, right? So at a $15 a pop. So they approximately made like a monthly haul of 22 million for one film that cost them an extra 70 million to complete. All right.
yeah,
So if it's just a one-time buy, they probably did not make their money. But if they held on and bought that streaming platform for like the next 2-3 months, then yeah, they probably made their money back.
yeah, I was gonna
But
say like because they're hoping that people forget about their free trial or that they're 1 month and they let it charge for like 2 or 3 months and like yeah now we got them,
yeah,
you know.
so it's really not the best. Even this article, funny enough, this article says that uh, they're more than likely not to stick around with the streaming service because it is such a very small. They call it a very small angry minority, and then they're and that even these folks were harassing AT&T and Warner Bros for not restoring the Snyderverse, aka releasing the director's cut of the Suicide Squad and the
Yeah,
other
see,
Snyder films.
it's just never enough.
So
It's
yeah,
never
so
enough.
it's never enough, and that is exactly right. Because in this article, they legitimately say, a quote unquote, they say they represent an if you give a mouse a cookie lesson in negotiating with a very complicated fan base. They also call them arguably entitled fan base. Like, yes,
I think so, yeah.
yes, it's just man children, like you say. Man children don't know when to stop. It's pretty fucking wild.
Man, yeah.
It's not bad. I'm not gonna knock you if you like anime or Marvel or DC. Like if you like them, cool. I like them too. But
Mhm.
there's a difference between liking something and going like getting obsessed with it. You know.
Yeah.
And when you're obsessed with things, that is truly the definition of man children. Like, oh my god, you want to know one of my biggest pet peeves, Noah?
Mhm.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when people integrate this nerd culture uh, uh, media into like politics and stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
my biggest pet peeve, and obviously, I'm not going to talk about politics really, but like I'm just making fun of the fact of it because it's so it makes me feel terrible about like where our society is going, that the only way you can get people to vote is to compare shit to like the Marvel universe. Like
Oh my
really,
god, I fucking hate that shit
it's
so
so
much.
cringy, and I cannot believe we're going down that route. Like I remember seeing a post where again, none of these opinions are mine or anything like that, but I remember seeing a post where someone had written up essentially a paragraph depicting uh, the electoral candidates as different superheroes and villains.
Oh, I dude, I read this too. I
Yeah,
read
so,
that too.
so it's like I forgot what I think they called Joe Biden like Captain America,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
fucking Bernie as Iron
dude,
Man,
it's
et cetera, et
just
cetera. And then
so
Donald Trump was
fucking
like,
cringe,
yeah, Donald Trump
bro.
was like Thanos, and they're like, we
Yeah.
gotta take him down. And I'm just like, oh my god, like even if you don't like that guy, that was still the cringiest shit I've ever read.
Like, regardless of how you feel, it's just so embarrassing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like straight up man children tier. Like you gotta get off the media, please.
Yeah.
Like learn to live and stop consuming. Holy
Like,
shit.
touch some grass, please.
Yeah, go cut some grass, do the dishes, clean your underwear. Like Jesus Christ. I
And
I just can't believe it. Gets real
for
bad.
for any DC fanboys that might be listening to this, it's not just you. It's also the
No, it's
Marvel.
not.
It's also the Marvel people.
Yeah,
I
that's
hate
why. Yeah, exactly. I
I hate
mentioned.
you both equally.
Yeah, exactly. I mentioned that's why I said like I'm like even if you're into like anime, DC,
Yeah.
Marvel, etc., etc. Harry Potter fans are probably one of the worst fan bases I've ever come across. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, just man children and man or what's the one for women? I don't know. You only hear man children. Women children? I
Woman
don't know.
equivalent.
Yeah, I don't know what the equivalent is for women, but there are women that do the same fucking thing and it's cringy as shit. Holy crap.
Yeah, woman child is pretty like
Woman
the
child? Okay,
yeah,
sure. But like
whatever.
please take care of yourself. Stop.
I know.
Oh my god. It's cuz these people get so I guess they get addicted to the idea of not being in the real world and having to deal with real world problems that they stick with this kind of shit and it's kind of depressing in my books, but you
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
this is how it
I
is.
agree.
You got to grow up. You got to grow up someday.
You do gotta grow up.
You can like all this stuff, but just grow up.
Yeah, you can grow up, and you can start doing that by liking this podcast and subscribing to the Crusty Crouch. Damn it!
The Crusty Couch.
The Crusty Couch on YouTube, and following us on Twitter and such. We're trying to get more content on that, but we'll get on it as soon as we'll get around to it.
We'll get
Thanks.
around to it
Thanks
eventually.
for thanks for listening to this episode. If you like this and you want to see more of it, go ahead and share, like, do all that. Help us grow.
Yes.
And
Yes.
stop
Water
buying
me like a
Funko Pops.
plant. Give
Yeah.
me water.
Ooh, yes. Yes, feed Paw with
Feed
your
me.
attention.
Yeah.
And one last thing is stop buying Funko Pops. They're embarrassing.
Oh, I love my Funko Pops.
Oh, they go so good in my collection.
I need to keep buying one more. Never enough.
I need the Iron Man Venom skin.